Hello, my name is Afsa and today I am back with a new video which is about Muslim Renaissance Sir Syed Ahmad Khan from 1817 to 98. So let's start. Shah Waliullah had started a movement in the 18th century to stop the political and moral decline of the Muslims. So these two lines means that Shah Waliullah had started a movement in 18th century which was to stop the political and moral decline of the Muslims. Let's move on. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid Barelvi had tried to liberate the Muslims of the Punjab by fighting the Sikhs, and Haji Sharaitullah in Bengal led to a movement against the exploitation of Muslims by zamindars. It was Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's efforts in the 19th century that led the way for the reformation and progress of the Muslims through rebirth of learning and education. So, Sayyid Ahmad Shahid Barelvi had tried to just encourage the Muslims of Punjab to fight against Sikhs for their own rights. Then Haji Sharaitullah in Bengal led to a movement against the exploitation. So, exploitation means taking advantage. So, Haji Sharaitullah said that the Hindus, the Sikhs are taking advantage out of you, so you have to fight against them. Then Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's effort in the 19th century led to the reformation and progress of the Muslim through the rebirth of learning. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's effort led to the rebirth of learning of education. Let's move to our next topic, which is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in 1817 in Delhi in a family that had been in the service of Mughal emperors. His father was a Sufi with a mystic. So, mystic's meaning is one who tries to reach God to through meditation. Approach to life. His mother was a more practical person who took interest in her son's education and brought him up to be a good human being with a sound knowledge of his religion, Islam. Now, till here, we have learned that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in 1817 in Delhi, and he belonged to a family where his family was in service of the Mughal emperors, and now slightly the British was entering. His father was a Sufi with a mystic who tries to reach God through meditation, and his mother was a more practical person, and she took interest in Sir Syed Ahmad Khan's education and brought him up to be a good human being with a sound knowledge of his religion, Islam. So it means that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was a Muslim. By the time Syed Ahmad Khan reached his teenage years, the British had taken over the subcontinent as the ruling power. On his father's death in 1838, he entered service with the East India Company as a junior clerk under an English judge, Mr. Robert Hamilton. Syed Ahmad Khan studied British law and passed the examination with merit. He soon rose to be a junior judge in 1841. By 1855, he was promoted to the rank of Sadr-e-Amin, the highest rank an Indian could reach in the judicial service of the British. So, here we have learnt that Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, when Sir Syed Ahmad Khan reached his teenage years, at that time British had taken over the subcontinent as their ruling power, and and his father died in 1838. Then after the death of his father, he entered service with East India Company as a junior clerk under a English judge which was Mr. Robert Hamilton. Then Sir Syed Ahmad Khan studied British law and passed the examination with merit. Merit means a good rank that the others have to compete with. He soon rose to be a junior judge in 1841. Then he became a junior judge in 1841, and then by 1855 by he was promoted to the rank of Sadr Amin, which was the highest rank at that time. Let's move on. During his 33 years of loyal service to the British government, Sir Syed took on the job of self education. He read histories of the British Empire, started to write books on the history of Muslims in Hindustan. His most ones of are Asar al Sanadid, 1847, a description and evaluation of the historical monuments of Delhi, and Silsilatul Mulk, a chronology. Chronology means the order in which series take place of the kings, emperors, and monarchs of India from ancient times up to Queen Victoria. So let's just break it up so we can understand what it is really. So now they're saying that now Sir Syed Ahmed Khan had given 33 years of loyal service to the British government, and now British government trusted him really well. Now Sir Syed Ahmed Khan took on the job of self-education, and he read histories of British Empire to know what is their history and what was their past. Then he wrote some books like Asar al Sanadid in 1847, which was the description and evaluation of the historical monuments of Delhi, and Silsilatul Mulk, and it was the chronological order of the kings, emperors, and monarchs of India from ancient times up to Queen Victoria. So let's move on. His other great interest was religion, on which he also wrote many essays. Sir Syed inherited religious devotion from his father and later became the influence of Shah Abdul Aziz and Syed Ahmad Shahid Barelvi. He was opposed to Muslims wasting time and energy over aimless rituals and superstitions. Sir Syed was greatly impressed by the advances in technology and progress achieved by European powers, particularly the British. He traveled widely and saw for himself the immense material progress that the European nations had achieved. This brought about a radical change in his thinking and views on life. He wanted the Muslims of India to progress in their social and economic lives. So now Sir Syed Ahmad Khan gained a great interest in the religion, Islam, and now he wrote many essays. And Sir Syed inherited religious devotion from his father, and he later just influenced Shah Abdul Aziz. He was opposed to Muslims wasting time and energy over aimless rituals and superstitions. Now, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan was really impressed by the advances in technology and the progress that British had achieved in those years, which Mughal emperors could not. Now he was impressed, and he tried to travel around to see that what was the immense material progress. Now he just looked that the Muslims of India need to progress in their own social and economic lives. So here is something. Syed Ahmed Khan visited England in 1861 with his son, and he was awarded the Star of the British Empire. In 1888, he was knighted by the British government and given the title of Sir. Henceforth, he became to be known as Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, more popularly as Sir Syed. So this is a small quote. Like when he visited England with his son, he was awarded with the Star of the British Empire's Award. Then in 1888, he was knighted by the British government and he was given the title of Sir. From there, he was known as Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, more popularly Sir Syed. So, hope you enjoyed my video, and if you have any queries, please let them down in the comment box, and I will make the queries. I will make you understand the queries. Please support me. Thank you. I will meet you in the next video, which would be the part 2. This is page number 15 and part 2 is coming soon, which would be of page 16. Stay tuned.